Wretched Nation. Today, we're going for a little ride in this dismal weather, but we're going to talk about Bike Week. If you watch any of the last videos, I spent a week down at Myrtle Beach at the Myrtle Beach Bike Week, the fall rally, and it was a really good time because I haven't had a vacation all year, and I definitely needed that. But as far as like Bike Week goes, there wasn't a whole lot going on. So let's dive into why that was. So we went down, or let's start with this. Myrtle Beach Bike Week, if you don't know, it's Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They have two rallies a year. They have a spring rally, which is typically the bigger rally, and a fall rally. Now, because of COVID, the spring rally got pushed back. We didn't even think it was going to happen, but they pushed it back to July. I had no desire to go down there in the dead of summer and sit in stop and go traffic on motorcycles. I really didn't have any desire to do that, so we did not go to that. But that gave me hope that the fall rally, which I was planning on going to the entire year, was going to happen. So we went down, let's see, the weekend before, and it was a torrential rainstorm to get there. Worst ride I've ever been on. Didn't even try to really film much because the rain would have just destroyed the GoPro. There's no way anything was staying dry in that. And the first couple days we were down there, the rain was really hit or miss. We were still trying to figure out, how South Carolina's COVID rules were going, and they're just following everything out. And we're all down there with friends and family, so we were just having a good time at the beach house we rented, and it wasn't really going anywhere. And then the first couple of weeks, or the first couple of days, I don't know, weeks, first couple of days, we ventured out a little bit, like Monday, Tuesday. My father-in-law got some bars on his bike, and we went to a couple different places. But the big thing that stuck out to me is the Harley shop down in Surfside. That was normal, just like anything else. Had their vendors set up. Everything was kind of normal. Everything good to go there. But then, and more towards North Myrtle, at Barefoot Landing, where they have an abundance of vendors that always set up, there was nobody. There was no vendors there. There wasn't anything. And that is not typical at all. And, asking around, checking things out, the COVID rules were so strenuous that the vendors just didn't even care. They just weren't coming. I don't know if there was anything specific or what was going on, but they just flat out was like, we're not going to come. So there were some vendors spread out in some other places, but definitely very down on what they're used to. And that's one thing, if you've never been to a bike week, that's really fun to check out, is the vendors. You can check all these parts, different accessories, stuff that you can, put your hands on and actually look at, that any normal time, you're just looking on the internet, you're not able to put your hands on it and really check out different products. So in my opinion, vendors are a very big part of Bike Week, and they were very, cut down this year. And at least in Myrtle Beach, you've got the three, in my opinion, the three big bars that you go to that they have events. And that's Suck Bang Glow, Beaver Bar, and a newer one that I haven't been to much is Spokes and Bones. I love Smokes and Bones. It's huge. But this year, they did not open. It looks like their marine storage facility, I guess, most of the time, most of the year. And they did not open up. I thought that was crazy. There's got to be an insane amount of revenue that they lost. But from what I heard, the local authorities were really trying to crack down on the COVID laws. And I guess they didn't want to risk losing their liquor license and whatnot. But Beaver Bar and Suckling Blow, they were open. I didn't really get any footage. I had some. I just didn't really like the way it turned out. I didn't have enough footage to do this down there, and it just didn't really work out. Now, mind you, the first night we went out, I treated it like a normal night that we would go out. We went out to dinner, and it was kind of late into the night, 8:30, 9 o'clock before we even went out. You know, most places, yeah, the bands probably stop at 11, but most bars didn't close till 2 or whatever. We were at the Beaver Bar listening to a band, and 10 o'clock hit. They were done. At 10 o'clock, everything was stopped. The band quit. You looked over, the bar was done, gone, out. Nothing. And I guess, come to find out, the local law or whatever down there is an 11 o'clock shut-off time. At 11 o'clock, you are not allowed to have anything. They weren't supposed to serve food, drinks, alcoholic or non-alcoholic. You couldn't get anything. So I guess Beaver Bar closed down at 10 to give them time to make sure everything was done. They're ready to go by 11 o'clock. And that was it. And I was just like, alright, well, I guess we're done here. And we had gone to a place to eat, I think the night before. And we had sat down at a table, and there was 10 of us, I believe. And we'd already sat down and ordered our drinks. And then the waitress came by and made 2 of us get up and sit at another table because we couldn't have more than 8 people at a table because of COVID. Which I thought was kind of strange because they've already sat us down, but, you know, whatever. We needed something to eat. It wasn't that big of a deal. You know, typically when you go down to these places, it's hard to get a table big enough for a big party anyways. So it's not that big of a deal, but it was just strange, you know, something we had to deal with. But we went back and we planned to go down to Suckling Blow and Beaver Bar, you know, a lot earlier in the day. And the cool thing about Suckling Blow and the Beaver Bar is they're like, you can see each other basically from the parking lot. So you can park in the middle and just walk back and forth. And, you know, it's starting to grow up through there. They're having vendors parking all around and doing stuff in the middle of it. And you can bar hop these 2 bars. And that's kind of cool. So we went to Beaver Bar and Suckling Blow. We kind of went back and forth, you know, from 5 till, I don't know, 10, 11, something like that. And it was a really good time. It got kind of dark. I didn't really like the footage I got. But both bars were a lot of fun. There really wasn't any, you wouldn't even realize that the coronavirus was going on. It was a really good time. It's really reminiscent of what I'm used to as far as Bike Week goes. A lot of fun. So there was that. I really wish we could have gone to Smokes and Bones. They're a nice big venue. They have a lot going on, and I just like the way they're set up. but that didn't happen. If you've never been down there, that is definitely a place to go, check out. They got music, even, they got little vendors set up there too. It's just a great place. At Suckbang Blow, it was kind of cool. We were actually able to sit up top on the balcony, and they had food menus sitting around, and you could text your order, and they would actually bring it to you. That was really cool. The food was a little pricey because, you can't go nowhere else to get it. You're stuck there, pretty much. But the food was great, so that was a lot of fun. Funny enough, Beaver Bar, all the beer was actually $1 cheaper over there. So it was kind of cool to just load up on drinks over there and, go back to Suckling Blow. But with the bathroom situation, it kind of sucked to drink a whole lot and have to pee all the time anyways, because usually you had to wait in line to get to the bathroom. But I think it's kind of funny, like, the type of people that go down to bike weeks for the most part. I'm not trying to categorize everybody or talk shit or anything, but for the most part, I feel like most of the people who go, or let me rephrase that, most of the people I saw, I truly believe it's the only time of the year that they ride their bike. There was a couple incidences where cars weren't really paying attention, but I got cut off more by motorcycles and just saw dumb shit with motorcycles than I did with cars. I mean, there was people who just did not know how to ride. It was very apparent that they don't ride often, or they don't know their bike at all. And when you're in a very high traffic area like that, you gotta really pay attention. And I just think it's funny, like, people don't know how to park their motorcycles, people don't know how to ride around others, and not even in a way of like, oh, you suck at riding. No, it's just like common courtesy, like, this is a fellow, rider, like, what are you doing? But it is what it is. I had one guy cut me off. I had another guy. We were actually, when we left Suckbang Blow, they were in the right lane. There's him and a couple friends, I guess, in the right lane, and they were kind of stuck behind a car. We were in the left lane, and we weren't speeding, but we were, just going on with the program. There was like 8 of us. And once all of us got in front of that car, we hopped over because I think a mile or 2 down the road, we were turning right anyways. Well, the one kid in the front is on a street glide and had a girlfriend or somebody on the back. He came flying around and he cut, I was on the right side, he cut the guy on my left off, and he hit like a little rut in the road or bump, and that bike lurched to the side, and he about ate shit right there. He was probably going about 80, and for no reason. And it's like, well, I'm all about having a good time and riding hard, but man, you got to know when to ride and how to ride. But that's the type of stuff you saw all the time. It's just crazy. But overall, it was a really good time. The coronavirus definitely put a damper on this rally. It didn't kill it, although it was, beating the hell out of it. Spokes and Bones did put out something saying that they're going to be, bigger and badder next year and all that kind of stuff. Never really saw any issues with anybody down there. Never really saw anything crazy. My buddy ended up trading his motorcycle in for a bagger. He's pretty happy about that. It's a nice bike. But overall, it was a really good time. I definitely suggest if you've never gone to a bike week or a rally, there's got to be one not too far from you somewhere, at least, within a day's ride, probably. It's a little late in the season, more than likely, especially for anybody up north, but definitely go and have a good time and experience that. But don't take it seriously, just have a good time, treat it as a vacation. But please like the video and definitely comment down below, what any bike weeks in your area, any events in your area. Let me know what kind of stuff you have going on. Do you have a bike week story? That would actually be a good one. If you have a bike week story, comment down below and share with the group. But hopefully this election virus is going to run its course in another month, and we can go back to the way things were for at least 4 more years. That'd be nice. And we can get back to doing events, having a good time, and just riding motorcycles and being free. But if you please like the video, subscribe if you already haven't, and as always, keep it wretched.